Hello, hello. We're back at it.
Good evening.
How's everybody doing out there? Welcome to another edition. You guys know what it is. It's Shopkulture. Every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. I should say 8-ish.
8 o'clock.
8-ish.
8-ish, yeah.
So we have a special guest. And
I guess I'm going to give the introductions today. I have the loudest theater voice up here. Okay, now listen here. You already heard Barry. Now I have a very special guest here today. I'll introduce her last. To my left, I have Tama. She is a co-host of Shop Culture. She has been, entertaining you guys for a very long time. We're happy to have her. And then to the left of Tama, we have Sam. Just met Sam.
I like that, Sam.
Sam I am. He's wearing this lovely getup. I love the red on Sam. He looks really good today. You can't see him, but you can hear him. Okay?
Yes, you will hear me. Chime in.
A little bit louder, Sam. What's
You
that?
will hear me chime in.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Okay, and now we have my very special guest, Miss Debrina Jackson Gandy, over here in this lovely color right here. Love that color. She is a national best-selling author, and her third book is called The Love Lies. Okay, so she teaches a new paradigm for loving and relating that has created incredible results in love relationships and covenant marriages. Her teachings have resulted in at least 58 new Black love marriages. She's been featured in Essence, Ebony, and The Black Enterprise. Her website is called milliondollarmentor.net. You should check it out because she's right here in our community, you guys. You have no idea who is right here in our community. That's Miss Debrina Jackson Gandy over here.
And I'm Barry, by the way.
Right.
Thank you.
The Barry.
The creator.
Yes.
I mean,
Reason we're here.
there's Barry, but I forgot me. Okay. I am, as you know, Quay Lee Viewer. I'm a poet of healing and spiritual development. I've been having a lot of fun with you guys in the chat. All right.
And guys, again, welcome to Shop Culture. We're back at it. And we want to thank you guys for tuning in and getting ready for an event we have coming up. When's the event? What day?
November the 4th, Saturday, at the Hyatt, Lake Washington, in the SIP Lounge.
Men, we need more men there. So far, 10 women, you said, and approximately.
All the ladies are coming. So we just need the men to come on and interact with these ladies who are supporting and loving of Black men.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So single men, come on, talk to us.
Two important words, right?
Yeah.
Supporting and loving.
Well,
Yes.
hold on. Okay. So it's getting so hyped that volumes. You see, men hear it. Men are. So guys, let's talk. We're blessed to have you on set. I think what you do is so helpful. I mean, speaking with you like the first time we met, and you were dropping some gems. So we definitely want to utilize your information and knowledge in talking about dating, because especially in today's times, dating is hard. Let me ask you straight off the bat, what are some of the obstacles that you see are happening in 2023 when it comes to dating?
Well, I would say one of the things is that women have been thinking, if I had access to more men, that would be the key. Well, now we have hundreds of dating sites and access to thousands of men, and it is not converted to now I'm in a healthy love relationship. So that's created huge frustration. Number two, we've reduced relationships to like this transactional situation where women are looking for features like the brother needs to earn this much and have this kind of resume. The woman needs to look this way. And if we understand love relationships, we know that that is not what to put so much attention on. So what we've been focusing on is not the thing to focus on. That focus has created breakdowns, frustration, resignation, throwing up our hands. and really judging and assessing each other versus trying to get to know each other, which we claim is what's happening in dating. No, it's not. It's judging and assessing. And so, yeah, there's some shifts we need to make. It's time to do it differently.
All right. Well, I heard interesting from Miss T. Talk to us.
I had never thought about it in that way. I know people do have different preferences. Like, some people say, someone will say, he's got to be this tall. He's got to, again, the age.
What's the height? What's the height? What's the height? Give us the height.
Well, 6'3".
6'3".
Some women are like, some women just want someone over tall, maybe 4 inches taller than them. So if they're tall, it's still a guy taller than them.
Okay.
So, but there's so many preferences that people have, and they call it preferences. So I was what she says, and it's like, never heard this preface in this way. This is very interesting.
Would you be open to maybe looking at dating in today's time a little bit different and hearing that?
I think the one thing I wouldn't do is go way younger than me. I mean, height.
You still on that?
I'm still on that.
So what do you have to say about that?
That's a feature.
Okay, what? Talk to us.
You're near my daughter's age. I'm sorry. I feel like a pervert.
Okay, talk.
But
She feels like a pervert.
When you meet someone else, there has to be mutually generated energy for it to keep clicking.
Right.
So you don't have to be so focused on what you don't want, because you're going to click with certain folks or the energy is going to dissipate. So all these features, height, income,
Big booty?
Big booty, right?
So I got to stop looking at big booty. So you just say no to big booty.
Well,
no, you stuttered.
No,
Okay.
because you're going to have the kind of booty that attracts you. So you don't have to be focused on the big booty because it's what attracts you. So you don't have to state it, right?
True.
But what you do want to put more focus on is what are the qualities that make for a good woman, and you know how to recognize them. And most men don't, because they're so focused on a big booty. So I'm not saying X that out altogether, but shift.
We're kicking her off the show.
But
she's spending too much.
But shift the attention to the other things that have much more to do with your level of satisfaction and feeling supported in your love relationship.
But there's an
No
initial.
pun intended.
I heard that. It was good. But there's an initial though, right? So do I?
Attraction?
Yeah. So do I supposed to just ignore my initial attraction to somebody, or just not state the obvious?
Yeah, you don't have to be preoccupied with it, because there's already a certain kind of woman that's going to get your attention.
Okay.
It's already built in. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to. Some men might want a slender woman. Some men might want a thicker woman. Well, the guy that likes a thicker woman doesn't need to say, I don't like thin women. He's already going to be only drawn to what works for his eyeballs. So these features that we're so obsessed with listing, like, that's already a given. There's certain folks and certain combinations you're going to be drawn to. Focus on the qualities. That's where the breakdowns happen. That's what has so many of us pissed off, angry, unhealed. Not because the booty was this size or because he was 5'9" versus 6'2". So
height, women, booty, men.
Features.
Those are features, and we're gonna put that in the comment section for y'all to understand.
I like them
Wait,
all.
real quick, Sam, hold on, Sam. 'Cause we got.
By the way, some women look at the booty too.
Okay, we'll get back to you on that.
If you take the pictures off dating sites, women and men would freak out. So we cannot say, oh, we're not visual, just men are. That's not true.
Okay, talk to us.
So we both
I like her.
we
I
both
like that.
we both are really preoccupied with visuals.
It's just that men state the obvious.
You're
probably
just more vocal about it.
Right.
Sam, do you agree in 2023 in dating differently and what she's saying?
Yeah, I do. I also wonder if maybe there's too much selection. Like you might,
But too much.
because basically, let's say for a website or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
If there's too much selection there, it's hard to make a choice. Like it's hard to narrow it down at times if there's just too much. It's kind of like dating multiple people, trying to figure out who you want to date. Like you can't. It's too much. It's just too much.
So is Sam talking about courting? Is that courting more so than dating with the volume of people that is out there? That's kind of what I'm hearing. Is that what I'm hearing, Sam?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, actually, what I talk about in my book, The Love Lies, is Debrina's modern courtship is the new paradigm for dating. So it's not dating or courting. It's like dating as we've been doing it has produced deplorable outcomes. So we don't want to.
You think that?
Oh, it's factual because
Oh, yeah.
America has the highest divorce rate of any country in the face of the earth. 196 countries, we're 196. Well, what do you do before you get married? You date. So you have to look at the whole thing that's producing the worst outcomes, including how we quote unquote are getting to know each other. So I'm not even talking about the old model. It has failed us horribly. And so there's a new way that we can enter into relating, and I just call it Sabrina's modern courtship, just to distinguish it from the old way we were doing it called dating. I'm not referring to courtship back in the royal court days and the British royal system. That's just the term I'm using to give us new language in the modern
Well, real
era.
quickly, weren't people like staying together back then because that was what you did, or did you have a choice to? I mean, because it was kind of divorce was looked down upon. I would say, right, in the 1950s, 1960s.
Well, absolutely. Plus, marriage has changed from you were marrying families and you were marrying for economic benefit, and that's why dowries and courtship, because you had to evaluate all that. So we're in a new era now where we actually can get married for love. How about that? But it's also created a ton of confusion. Or parents used to arrange, they used to vet the person. It wasn't just you and your desires and your attraction, saying me and him and he and she and I. There was a whole bunch that was involved, right?
Yes.
You were marrying families, and that was also well recognized and known. Not so much anymore, though.
Definitely changed. Let me ask you, because somebody did. I was talking to in the barbershop today. I was talking to a couple of young men. I told them, hey, you need to watch this because they're very jaded about dating today. They hate it.
I know.
They hate it. They said main reason, expectations. Before you even start with the person, the expectations are so unrealistic. What does a man get out of dating initially?
Well, it's really unfair, and
Wait. You saying it's unfair?
it's
Oh my god! Oh,
I like her.
absolutely.
my hat about to come on. Oh my goodness! All right.
Because in the modern courtship, right, this new paradigm I'm talking about, one of the things I say to women that we get to learn how to do is how to be a great date, not just a good date, a great date. And if I'm a great date, it's not me saying, I think I'm a great date. It's based upon the man's experience with me. So many of us do not know how to be a great date. And in most cases, his dollar has paid for the date. Correct? In most cases.
Right.
So when you're not a great date and he's outlaid dollars, then men have a net loss more than us because we both are out of the time and the energy, but you all are so out of the dollars and you don't get a refund if she's not a good date. You're out of the money. So all this focus that we put on dinner, it needs to be Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. It's like, cut all that out and start with the lower risk start with 1 hour daytime and go get some coffee or tea. And then you can work up to night being at $195, 3 hours of your time and all that.
Wow.
So the way we're even starting it, that's the old model.
I
Because
agree.
men are losing.
T, okay, hold on, T. Talk. Why you agree? Talk.
Okay, I've said before, a coffee date is good. You can sit and chat. A walk is good. You can sit and chat. A short hike somewhere is good. You can chat. Where you can interact. Things where you can interact with the person you're actually going on a date with. Movies suck because you're not talking, you're interacting. Things like that.
And you're trying to get cozy in the dark.
You just want to get to know each other. You don't have to spend $120, $300 to get to know someone. You don't have to spend. We talked about on the show about how much a date costs.
Well, yeah, it's an investment.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But it doesn't have to be a high investment to get to know someone. And personally, I feel like if someone wants to get to know you, they're not going to demand, $300 date the first time you go out.
True. We got a couple questions. I'm sorry, guys. We just started kind of talking. Thank you guys for tuning in, watching. What's up, Kenneth? How you doing? Kenneth said, this is previous. He said, but men are visual beings.
Right.
And you touched on that, and you said also ladies are too.
Right.
What you said is
You
men
look at animals, and the male is more adorned usually. The male grows the mane of the lions. The male peacock because he's the one impressing to be chosen. So we're visual beings too. That's why there's a difference between how male animals usually appear in females. So we're both visual.
What do you? And I'm just asking overall. What do women look at when they're looking at a man, though? Like what particular features?
I was looking at a man last night.
Features? What features?
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, I was at the Metropolitan Market, and there was a security guard.
Oh,
And
is he
my
watching?
goodness,
Oh.
he was tall.
Here we go. See, tall
He was chocolate.
chocolate.
But it wasn't just that. It was just I could feel him watching me.
No, wait a minute.
And you know, the machine wasn't acting right, and my back was towards him, so then I went to the side, like, but I could see him watching me. And then when I went on the elevator, I look up at him, and he's like doing this while I'm going on the elevator. I'm like, I see you too. I see. We could have been something.
Why
You were at work.
Why didn't you go back and say hello?
Because he's at work, you guys. I really thought I should, but I am not that forward, and he's
security
at work.
guard
To be
at
courteous?
security? Yeah.
I call
Oh,
him Market.
we're gonna write that down.
See, I know this is one of her irritations because women don't
Come
know
on.
how to speak to men.
How
I
do
don't
you
know.
strike up
I
conversation?
would have said hello.
It's the same thing.
T, you want to say something?
Yes.
I get shy.
I was out one night
Okay.
and this guy.
Is this a PG or rated R? 'Cause we know it's.
It's PG.
Okay.
It's PG.
Okay.
You gotta hear her talk.
Oh my god.
Am I lying about her saying?
No, we gotta check.
I'm really okay. I can be a little honest sometimes, you know, whatever. But this guy, we danced together. He was nice. He was very attractive, and he didn't ask for my number or anything. And so we went back to my table, and I sat down. And then later on, I left, but I went back. He's like, "Why didn't you ask for my number?" So he seemed like he's interested in me. So I went back and I said hi to him. And we're chatting. He said, "Want a drink?" I said, "No, thank you. I'm driving." I'm like, "He asked for my number." He said, "You seem like you liked me." He said,
Oh.
"I do." I said, "Okay."
Okay.
And he said, "Want breakfast?" I said, "Sure." So we went to breakfast, and we talked quite a bit. And it was a very nice breakfast. I don't know that we were compatible, so it didn't go beyond that. But it was nice to just talk to him.
I
Sometimes
think that's what I think
Did
a
he
lot.
say why he didn't ask for your number? I'd be curious to know what he said.
He thought I might have somebody already.
That's what he said.
So like, I didn't might have somebody.
or do you think it was a lack of
And also,
confidence?
he's in an open relationship,
Oh, stuff.
Oh.
and so he's open to seeing other people. But I'm not open to. If I'm committed to someone, I'm committed.
That's what I wonder.
Real quick, hold on, because I want to
Uh-huh.
get to some. We getting some comments coming in now.
This is good.
Well, this is shop culture. This is what we do here.
Yes.
Real quickly, Ken has said, "I think bowling is the best icebreaker. Economically, date. You can do, what you can do. Bowling is actually
Bowling's not that fun.
I always lose. And
bowling is good.
It's not bad.
We'll go
Yeah,
someplace
KB.
where it's not only bowling and they also have a game room and they got pool
Pool
and
was
they got
Options.
foosball options.
yes.
My guy said, "What about the strip club?" No.
No.
Oh,
Wait on that.
she's cool as hell.
I'll go with you.
Wait till the third. Wait till the third.
Let's go.
And especially once you get married, go to the strip club.
Or you
Invite
want
your
to
husband to dance. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Because he's going on with you from all the work.
Oh,
Say,
excuse
thank
me.
you,
Wait,
honey,
wait.
I'm gonna dance too.
for heating it up. Thank you. I'll close it.
Right.
Damn.
I
Yes.
love that.
Right?
Hello.
Why don't more?
Wait,
I don't
wait.
understand. Why don't more
That's
married
half
women
the
go
work
get it?
done.
You're not from Seattle. You're not.
I
From
grew up in Lacey, of all places.
Really?
Well, they- Lacey-
Olympia.
Yeah, I know where Lacey is.
Okay.
Military. That's a lot.
So I did not grow up in Seattle. I thought Seattle was kind of different when I got here. Only 1 hour up the freeway. But my husband was like, "You're from where?" I'm like, "Lacey."
Oh, you hurried up and put that ring on. Look at that ring. I feel you, husband. Yeah, he said third date ring was on.
We were married. Not married. And I went bought my husband a dance.
Nice.
Married.
Love it.
Oh,
Let's be clear.
okay.
Right.
Wow.
So she could warm it up and I could finish it up. You
Okay.
see?
All right.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah. It's actually very smart.
We got
It is.
Very
It
fun.
really is.
Kenny said something
My
interesting.
husband's watching too.
Oh, I was about to
I
say.
mean, hope it's okay to share that.
Hey,
Too late now.
Right?
hey, bro.
We all know how lucky you are.
You're a blessed man, bro. Good job.
Yes.
Ken said something. He said the new era isn't providing the same values as they did back then. Do y'all agree with that? He's saying the values are different.
Oh, you talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
Yes.
Absolutely, the values are different. Like I mentioned before, there has become a focus on features. And in Love Academy, which is my women-only class, every woman has what I call the what I want in a man list. So I'll ask women to write it down. Like, write down your what I want in a man list. No woman has ever said, what are you talking about? I don't, everyone.
No,
No,
man.
if they don't already have it, the first woman has 85.
A woman gave me 3 pages.
What?
She gave me. I'm not joking. We went to like a writer's. She was in the writing. We went to this writer, and that's one of the things that the writer guy, the guy was saying. Hey, and your partner would listen. I said, well, I failed this.
You got to be careful.
I said, big booty. That's it.
Well, men's list has 2 things. She fine and she fun. Ours, we got 85 rolling across the floor. You see? So, but the problem is that when you look at that, what I want in a man list, a lot of them are features, right? Fixed, treating a man like he's a commodity, not a human being with qualities that can grow, change, expand. So then I say, every feature, cross it off. Now, replace each one with a quality. And some women even said, what's a quality? Can you give me an example? Grown women, college educated. Okay, what a quality? They're not even taught to think that way. So then I give them some examples. And then I said, now, go through your list and rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 means it is fully embodied in you, and 15 of your friends would be in agreement. Well, guess what happens? When they go back to self-rate on the same qualities, you got to be at 100% at. We give ourselves 3s and 4s because I have to be truthful in my courses. 3s and 4s. So what you're going to attract is at the level you are, not the level you think you are or the level you want. So work on elevating the embodiment of the quality in you so you can attract at the level you say you want versus judging and assessing him. And he must have, I mean, it's crazy. Like a woman can write down financially secure.
What is that?
Okay, right. Well, what do you mean? And then she'll list these things. I said, so right now, how much do you have in savings?
Oh, Lord.
Right now, do you know your net worth? Well, I still have.
Yeah.
Well, hold up, because a man that's financially secure does know his net worth.
That's the biggest one. Yeah.
Right? And then one of the women, I said, well, one of my students, send me your budget. Oh, well, I don't quite have my budget. I said, a man that has money has shared his budget with his financial advisor. I said, so you see the difference? So you're incongruent, sis. You're down there. I want a man but you aren't even walking in
You're not bringing what
basic,
you, yes.
right? But that's just that's classic. Though. Oh, that's so classic. You can go down relationship with God. Every sister puts that on our list. And then I said, well, tell me about your prayer and meditation. Tell me what the Holy Spirit said to you this morning in your private time. Oh, well, I've really been trying to get back to that because what? But he's got to have this tight relationship. Just hypocrisy. So. Yeah, the values have changed, shifted to features, away from qualities, and we are out there twisted upside down. It's chaos. Don't get me started.
It's one of those.
I'm out of breath.
Yeah, I am too. And okay, KB has another one. He says the women taking your class. What's the age range? This is good because are you having younger women taking this course?
Mm-hmm. It's ranged from 25 to 73.
Wow.
That's a big range.
Yeah.
That's a very big range.
Yes.
So that's 4 generations: millennial, X, baby boomer, and traditional.
Mm-hmm.
And the results are across the board. I have my 2 oldest students were 72 and 68 at the time they took the course. Both widows, had husbands that died of cancer. They'd only had one sexual partner, one husband, from the Midwest or down south. And they both got remarried after my course because they busted up some lies and some of the, the myths that they were operating in. Both remarried, juicy marriages. So it doesn't matter about the age. It's about detoxing. But at any rate, that's a pretty nice wide range, 50-year span. And it's relevant for women regardless of what generation.
And what do you suggest that men do? In terms of you're doing the work, women are doing the work. So how can men do the work? Like what can men do? Because I think me and Sam were talking about this. Actually, Sam is putting together a men's group.
Okay.
And we actually kind of started it we had a fight party, and we were kind of discussing issues related to this. And that's one of the things I think was a question mark for us, is we're trying to figure out ways in which we can help ourselves.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us weren't.
Right. Well,
Should have come to the barbershop and just.
Are you talking about in love relationships or just in general? In
Love
terms
relationships.
of just male brother development?
I'm going love and relationships because we
Okay.
really don't have mentors in that to learn how to love somebody. What do you do when you're in love? How do you treat somebody? Like, we
Right.
don't.
So MEN-tality is my men only course.
Okay.
Only brothers. My staff has to leave because brothers will modify their responses because of our fragile ego. So I have the women leave the space so brothers can speak freely. And one of the things I say to brothers is, you get to learn how to recognize a woman who would be an asset to you. Not just her ass, but she's an asset. Your attention has been on the ass or the tits or what, right? It's not it's
No comment.
No comment, but now I need it to balance out.
Yeah, there's women in the room. Yeah, you all leave. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Right? So now, if you can balance that out with knowing how to recognize a woman that would be an asset, meaning you get upgraded because of your association with her, that's different than a woman who just has the ASS. Then when I ask men, well, what are the cues and clues? You're charged with recognizing it. What are the cues and clues? She cooks. That's a skill. Give me some qualities. And they struggle. So that's one growth area for men is to recognize what are the cues and clues of a good woman. It doesn't mean she's not also good looking. That part you got down in 2 seconds. Now let's put some attention on how to recognize a good woman. Secondly, is what is some of the, then you have to also understand how a woman's spirit works. We don't understand how men tick and how your spirit works, and we violate it in fingernails on chalkboard all the time because we don't understand the male spirit, or we project how we are onto you and think you're made the same. You're not. Same way, we have an essence and a spirit that's different from yours. And so often men aren't aware of how it works and what works for us. And it causes our heart to close when you violate, when you fumble, when you don't understand. And an open-hearted woman is an asset. When that love is open and she is for you with no resentment, no anger,
we call it walls.
Full trust to her, man. You all can accomplish anything. You just need one woman who you know is down for you, in, out, up, down, right? No matter what. So beginning to learn a woman's spirit and her essence and how we're made, because it's different from how you're made. And then in terms of just your own development, 2 things: self-control and discipline are critical for male development. For us, it's self-love.
Say that again.
Self-control and discipline. These are also stated in scripture very clearly. So when a man has learned how to control self urges, his eyes, what he's watching, what he's ingesting, right? And he knows how to activate that discipline so he can be consistent, so he can be in the marathon, not just the sprint. Then those are critical cornerstones for male success. Ours is different. So, and most men, unfortunately, are undisciplined and the self-control is low. Their south head is running their lives, not their northern head.
And that's from beginning stages too. Because again, mentors, we don't have them. So we're learning, unfortunately, in the barbershop.
We're learning on the fly.
We're learning in the barbershop, and we're hearing all the lies and, oh, you got to do this. You got to have about 6 or 7 women. You got to, so again, that's where that comes in, and that's where we're trying to learn. So things like you're putting on is helpful. We need it.
Well, let me ask this. So do you think that maybe a part of the issue is communicating honestly from the beginning?
So transparency.
Because men are so used to, like, I can't speak for all men, but I hold it close to the vest. Like, I'm not going to open up with you. It'll take a while before I'm actually opening up to you and freely speaking to you about, my emotions and, things that bother me and those kind of things. So I'm wondering, like, is the fact that men are like that kind of something that makes women think about them in a different way when you're trying to get to know each other. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah. Because see, one of the things that we often are asking you all a lot of questions in a date, but it's the resume questions. It's the feature questions. So when we learn how to ask questions about your character, your spirit, what shaped you, and then a man sees we're listening and we have follow-up questions that demonstrate we're listening, we're giving a damn, we're present and we locked in, you will keep sharing. But if we look a little distracted or we just ask one question, so how long you been in, and we moved on to the next thing, try to go through the scoreboard.
How long you been at your job?
Then a brother will start to give real cryptic answers. Oh yeah, I work so and so. I'm security. But it's like, oh, security where? Really? Why'd you choose that line? Oh shit! Now he's sharing like what? Then you'll look up and say, oh, I'm talking too much in his mind because her posture, her presence, her attention is causing him to naturally want to share more. But most women, we don't listen well. And we've only decided to listen well. Most women don't listen well. And we've only decided to lock in if we think he's cute and fine and this could go somewhere. Now we all. Every man work that muscle. You never know the treasure inside a person, So as we start to practice modern courtship, where listening well is actually an intention, being a great question asker is an intention. I was leading a Love Academy in out in the DC, Maryland area at this rich black lady's house. She had a black maid, everything was fabulous. She paid for all her friends to come to this Love Academy. And I said, well, what are some of the questions you might ask to get insight into a man's character and his spirit? And so one of the women said, I'd ask him, do you believe in Jesus? And all the women started laughing, right? It's like, well, dang, what kind of question is that? And it's charged. And I said, now, if you have a preconceived answer and he says the other answer, you'll shut down. Right? Like if you're Christian, you're trying to find out if you believe in Jesus. And if he says no, if you are present to him, you say, wow, why is that? Versus, in my mind, oh, you feel that one. And then I shut down because, versus, really, well, tell me what. Why you do that? Right. Now, it might be that he was in a church and he saw all of the corruption and it turned him off. Right. And he's like, if that's the God you serve and that's how you show up as leader and the congregation members and judgmental, then I don't. And so you might, now that's getting to learn about what shaped him versus his answer is getting him an accept or a reject, which is what we tend to do. I'm Christian. He's not Christian. Oh, we're not equally yoked. Hold up.
Yes.
So how about just ask, now, why is that?
So the why.
That's just, or what questions are much better. So what brought you to that? And then you listen. And he can tell you're listening. He's going to tell you the truth versus what he thinks you want to hear. Because when we scorecard, you're trying to get points. So then you automatically go into posturing to present your representative to get the points.
Oh, we lying.
Right. So we create you being fake and puffing up your reality because we're not looking at you. We're looking at your features and your resume. So it's this crazy cycle of, I was reading a book. I read a lot of books, and it said there's 4 people in most relationships: the fake you, the fake me, and the real you, and the real me. Right? So women can cause a shift when we start to focus on different things and really learn how to practice Sabrina's modern courtship. We will start seeing men being more forthcoming, their real selves coming forth because they see it's good enough.
We can't give them all because they got to come to the event. So you ain't giving them too much. I'm trying to.
That's just gonna be a few minutes. But
so
I get excited about this stuff.
Yeah. T, how would you? Because I know me and you talked about religious aspects. So, how important is that to you when you're dating them?
I'm not religious.
Okay, but if a man was, would that?
As long as if he's religious, that's fine. As long as he doesn't try and impose his religion on me. Just realize, I'm not religious. I'm not going to go to church with you. You gotta be okay with that.
Wait, at all? Just being okay. So at all?
I don't plan on going.
Okay.
So and I think people can exist that way. I have a cousin, and her husband was Muslim and she was Catholic, and they had a very successful marriage. So you can have extremely different beliefs. Like he said, my house is not going to have a Christmas tree, and she said, well, my house will. And so they had a Christmas tree, and there's a room that she had that she could have, her Catholic stuff in, and he had a place for his Muslim stuff. They found a way to make it work.
Real quickly, because somebody was asking me about that religious aspect of it. Could that work in your mind if you have the difference?
It could work, of course. She just gave an example. But here's what I find is not happening. Okay, you may be Catholic, you may be Muslim, but are you all praying together? That's what's not happening in marriages. And even Christian marriages are the same denomination, because Christianity has 20,000 denominations.
Yep.
That's what's not happening. So we can't get too stuck on, well, are y'all praying together? Are y'all, oh, well, I pray for him. I didn't say pray for him. I sure hope so. Praying together. Oh, well, God, we've been married 13, we've been, so start there. And don't get so stuck on religion. Is that the deal breaker? Like, let's just start praying together. And I'm talking in marriage here, because in dating, I'm not talking about dating. I'm talking about in covenant marriage.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But dating is about truly getting to know them. So it's not a deal breaker at the dating level, because it's about curiosity, wonder, fascination, and data, not judging stuff. That's the old model. That's the old model.
Should you date multiple people?
Yes. That doesn't mean you're having sex with any of them.
Right, right.
Caveat, let's not assume because you said dating multiple, you mean screwing multiple. We need to learn how to keep the dick and pussy out of the picture.
Wait, Sam.
It enters way too soon by third date.
Oh, T, you got your nerve.
By the third date.
T just tuned you off. T just tuned. She turned the
Did
chair
you hear what I
around.
just said? By the third date, 90% of the time, we're joining bodies, and women don't understand.
Oh.
Problem.
And women, so
I agree.
we need to
I
learn
agree.
how to manage the sexual energy. We succumb to it right now. Creates all kinds of complications, especially with women, because we're the ones that are entered. Okay, that's a different phenomenon than doing the inter-ring. We have some issues going on because of what's left in us after you exit us, literally.
Wait, hold on. Somebody
Fibroids.
called out T. They
Fibroids.
said, but hold on. T said, have sex.
I said what I said was,
What are they saying?
if people want to have sex and they're both consenting, that's their prerogative to do so.
They're talking about the little short that
Right.
kind of blew up.
And what I said was, it's okay to have sex because you want to have sex. That's what I said. If you're adults, they're consenting, and that's what you want to do, then I'm like, I'm not gonna tell someone not to.
Because I agree with what you're saying. It does create.
It enters too
It
soon
is.
right now.
Yes.
Right?
It does.
And it creates complications. I was saying that there is an epidemic of fibroids and cysts and polyps in our bodies. Black women have a higher propensity
I've
of
just
it.
seen
We
that,
have the
yep.
most hysterectomies in this country, of any country, 600,000 a year. So we need to better understand our bodies as a divine temple and what it means to be entered. Because when someone exits, the spiritual imprint is still in you. And we don't know how to clean that out. So then where does it do? Your body says, let me create a fibroid. Let me take all that energy from all the dudes that got entrance. Not to mention, you can create a whole living soul. So women, we don't get to just walk away so fast. We are the incubation space. And so,
And men, I think men share a responsibility also in terms of really looking at themselves. And
they
really,
do, but the consequence is weighs heavier on them because her body is now the home.
Okay.
You don't get to connect till the baby's out.
That's
Immediately, we are the source, the host. It's
the whole nine.
right. And so, I'm not saying don't have sex. You'll have to make that decision. If you are aligning with scripture, it's very clear about how powerful sex is and when it's to enter. I'm not talking about that right now, but I'm saying it's entering too soon. Women, we emit more oxytocin during sex, more than you. So that means that even after sex, and the act is over, there is a bonding that has been created with that man. So there's no such thing for us as casual sex. It's not even mental, like, oh, I can handle it. It is hormonal. And so when you now have pieces of you with man A and man B and man C and man D and man, right? As a woman,
Okay.
it starts to have an effect literally and can even manifest in your body, like some of those things I mentioned, fibroids, etc.
Really quick, because we can, guys keep commenting, and
Okay.
yes, somebody said this is a good one. If you can't communicate before sex, you won't be able to afterward.
Agreed. It's such a powerful force that will take you over, and the same curiosity to get to know him that you had before, it will be focused on that. So,
And real quickly, somebody just said, so she just debunked T's theory.
Why is it T's theory?
I don't understand it.
So
T, they're coming after T tonight.
Here's
Hey,
the thing, though, Sabrina, I love you.
uh-oh.
talking about how
I'm
you're
not
made.
religious.
I'm talking about how you're made.
I'm not religious,
You're
but I'm
entered.
highly spiritual.
You're entered.
That's true. But
Women are
the
entered.
spiritual parts, when spiritual stuff inside of you, I'm just not convinced of that. I believe it is possible to have casual sex and nothing but a sexual experience. I don't think that's not possible.
And I just want to say, you don't have to be religious
I
to
said
be
sex is
spiritual.
Hold on, real quick. I want to hear what you said.
You
What?
don't have to be religious to be spiritual. Some people choose not to follow any religious practices, and my reasoning is because it could keep you from
Bound.
going far into your spiritual connection with whatever you believe in spiritually, because you're now in a group and you're following a set that was determined by a group, and sometimes you can't go farther than the group, you know. But I have done practices to like disconnect energies from my body, you know, because I didn't know when I was younger, you know. So even if I decided to have sex, I do know the magnitude of it.
So security guards do.
Hey, security guard could have got it. If he would have asked me for my number.
Ask for his. Go back there.
I
Okay.
always think that, like,
He
why
works-
you
he
didn't
still
just
works.
ask me for my number? I am not the type. I'm just not built
You not
that
feel
way.
like
So you
okay?
just go to the store a few days in a row.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's exactly what I
Say hello.
plan to do.
Get his
Wow.
name.
Real quickly, did you
This
have
is you enough time for
a response to this, or we let it go?
I
And
think-
we're
I
gonna
think
have to
we-
continue.
you know,
Yeah,
I
let's
think we've
continue
got some
on with
good
it.
time on
want,
that one.
yes, I think so also. So as we are, man, we're already 45 minutes in.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Let's talk about the event. I'm gonna let you
Yes.
tell us
Okay.
about it.
Okay, so as you know, we do have the singles mix and mingle at the Hyatt November 4th. And I have created a space basically because of the things we're talking about here. I was on a date, and me and the guy, we were having a good time, but we looked at each other and we admitted that we have no idea what the process should be. He said, you know, I don't know, and I didn't know. So a lot of our parents were married for a long time. We didn't see the dating process.
Oh, good
So
point.
anyway, I wanted to create this beautiful space. I love to create beautiful spaces for Black people because oftentimes we get pushed into the holes in the wall. And even though it's fun, I like for us to be in a beautiful space so that we can have a good time, just loving on each other, just interacting with each other, you know, healing that connection, that breakdown that has happened for a plethora of reasons. And so it's on November 4th. My guest speaker is Miss Debrina right here. She is going to give us a powerful word of wisdom. I'm going to give everyone a word of healing through a poetic rap. The rap is cold, you guys. You guys got to hear it. I really want you to hear it because there's jewels in there as well. So jewels. Then we'll have some Black couples just give you some motivation, let you know that it is possible. Love is here. And then we'll just let everybody have fun. We'll mingle, we'll have food, we'll have music, and it'll be a good time.
And if you haven't been to the new Sip Lounge at the Hyatt on Lake Washington, it is fabulous.
It's
They just
gorgeous.
opened it up to the public in the last 7 months or so. So just the environment and the ambiance, worth it.
Yeah, I went to the little cold open. It's dope.
Yeah.
And yes, so I am looking forward. And guys, the support. This sounds like such a great event, and just the knowledge that's shared, and just the conversation among us. I think these are combos that we need.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, real quickly, KB says, KB's on it.
Yes, they can.
He said a little moving of the goalpost with the sex talk.
What did he say?
Moving the goalpost with the sex talk. What do you mean by that, bro? So I'm guessing he's saying is the talk is different. What, I don't know. I don't know.
It was different.
KB.
than normal.
Specify, please. Real quickly, we want to.
I did. I put the link for the event in the chat, and I have been posting that link, and I'll keep posting it every day just so that you guys can know and share with other people that you know. We are halfway through tickets, really. You know, we're waiting on some more brothers.
Yep.
If we end up with a few more sisters, I may
What's the
Let 'em slide
capacity
in.
right now? Can we get?
We really want to keep it soulful so that we can do this type of thing. We really want to like keep it soulful.
Okay.
And so it's going to be 10 single ladies and 10 single men. And then we have our guests that will be there as well.
Okay, so you guys hear it, and I know for a fact that we're almost at the limit with the ladies. So men, man, come and join, and or just support an event. Sometimes just come and have a good time.
Different.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, you know, the Esquire gonna be there. We can support something else and go to the Esquire later, afterward, and the following
That's
week.
right.
So yeah, let's support one
That's why I
another.
ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
No,
yes,
it's not.
yes. So we want to thank you for coming on. And is there anything you want to share book wise?
Oh, thanks for the alley-oop.
I was like, wait, I'm throwing it.
Bam. Okay.
Oh.
Let me not miss my alley-oop. So you heard Quayle refer to my third book, and Barry teed it up so I could share about my third book, The Love Lies. This is the actual copy I took on national book tour, so it's been through a lot of love and my little stickets and all. But you can go to my website, milliondollarmentor.net, and to the store section, and it's coming out in paperback for the first time ever, which is really exciting. So people can go on and pre-order that, and I don't think we'll have any. This is not an audiobook yet. Oh no, yeah. But yeah, you can pre-order the paperback. That's brand new. We'll probably have opportunity to pre-order paperback at the Singles Mix and Mingle event as well. But this is a new paradigm, y'all. I'm not just recycling the old stuff that is not working. We got to stop talking about the old stuff over and over again and just repackaging it, because it's not taking us out of the madness. It's having us marinate in it. What we're talking about tonight is a new paradigm, and that's the way out. You got to go up to the new level.
Here, I'm gonna let T read what KBS said. I heard what
about
you.
the goalpost.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The thing with that was this author, they came with accurate plan of non-sexual things moving forward. Believe you or not, TDA Bentley, we're pushing some excuses to why we should have sex in the dating. What?
Wait, I need.
They're trying to use that word for the first time. No, I'm not pushing people to have sex. I'm saying if someone wants to have sex, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it.
Let me read that, because
Can we say it loud? Can you read?
T has a quiet voice.
Yeah, a little slower.
He said, what I was meaning was Miss Author Lady came with a accurate plan of non-sexual things moving forward. Quayle Vieux and T Bentley were pushing some excuses to why we should have sex in dating, but I'll digress. Good time to use the word for the first time.
KB.
I'm not pushing people to have sex. I'm saying if you do have sex, it's your choice.
Right.
I've always said it's your choice to do what you want with your body. If you don't want to have sex, don't have sex. If you want to have sex, have sex. I'm not gonna tell anyone go have sex, don't have sex.
She was saying don't be ashamed of sex. And as far as me, I've been caught up in the same love lies as everyone else. I didn't have anybody show me what you're supposed to do on a date like anyone else. Like a lot of us, some of us did, some of us didn't. So I was caught up in that same cycle. So yeah, about the third date, it was going down. So. And I'm not ashamed of it.
All
right.
I ain't mad at that.
I ain't mad at that.
But
T was saying first date, damn it. So that's all right, T.
I said if you want to on the first date,
not a chance.
T said you better do it on the first. No, I'm starting something.
Yeah,
She did not.
don't start with this Bombino.
Thank you once again for tuning in.
Like you're ready.
When you feel like you're ready, Shopkulture. And man, we want to do this again because I think these.
Are we doing it next week? No.
Is it next week?
Why won't we have
Well, damn it, let's do it.
Yes.
We can keep going. How you want to do it?
Oh, I can't do next week. I'm so sorry.
But I can. You're starting stuff.
I know. Sorry.
You guys have
judging
no
the
idea.
comedy competition. My bad. So sorry.
Sabrina, you guys have no idea. This woman. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come here.
Right. Thank you for being here today with us.
My pleasure.
Thank you guys.
Truly,
our pleasure as well.
I hope you enjoyed and thanks once again, Shopkulture, y'all.
Bye.
Hello.